Hello everybody, welcome to a short sewing tutorial. Today I have a really cool one to share with you. It's something that I used on my Luna pajamas. On the facings for the top is cleaned up with facings on the inside. So normally you search the edges or you turn and stitch like a small hem to the inside, but in this case I'm using the fusible interfacing also to finish the edge of the facing. It's a really fun trick to do and really fast also, and I hope you'll enjoy the tutorial. If you have any questions, put them here under the video and I'll do my best to help you. Happy sewing! Okay, so how we are doing that? I have here as a sample, so you'll do this on your facing, which can be like I had in my Luna pajamas. The back facing is a little bit more round, of course, it's more shaped, but that's really not a problem, because you sew this, let's say that if you sew it with a 1 centimeter seam allowance, I think it's better if you trim it a little bit lesser than 6 millimeters, because that will make it very easy to turn also when your edge is not as straight as this one. So let's see, and you know what, I'm going to take a scissor and I'm just going to shape it like that you can see exactly. Okay, let's see, let's put this for a moment on the side, and I'm going to shape it a little bit to see how it's working. I mean, on a straight edge it's very obvious that it's going to work. So let's say that you have a shape like this, like you'll normally have on a facing, something like this. Okay, so I'm going to sew this, so wrong size, right sides together, so the right side of the fabric is facing the right side of the interfacing, and in this case the right side of the interfacing is the side without glue. So right sides together, and I'm going to sew with the interfacing up and the fabric against the bed of the machine. I'm just sewing this directly with just a bit lesser than 6 millimeters. Normal stitch length, nothing special. I hope you can see. And of course it depends what kind of seam allowance you have at the edge of your interfacing, and you keep that and just trim it later. Okay, I'm almost done. So this is how it's looking now, the edge. And if you find that this seam allowance is too big, you can always trim it a little bit less. But I think in this case it's going to be fine. So at this moment, this is the gluey side of the interfacing, and here is the wrong side of the fabric. And the idea is to open these two. Don't start pressing anything as you normally press your seam as sewn, because if you press here, you press on the glue and you don't want that, or if you press from this side, you'll press the interfacing against your pressing table. So the idea is that we have to open this like this and begin by just pressing a little bit with the point of your iron this edge here, what you just sew. And like this, the interfacing, of course, is going to get stuck on this small seam allowance. As you can see, this one is starting already to look nice. And after that, we can press it as you normally press your interfacing, keeping in mind that you want to have just a little bit of the fabric here at the edge, like a bit of a turn of the cloth, you know, like you will make a color or something like this, that you just want to see a little bit of the fashion fabric on the wrong side, that from the outside you see completely nothing, as you can see, very clean. As I said, no pressing at this moment. we are going to press this, and I'm going to take my old pressing ham to have a little bit of a higher surface, and just with the tip of my iron I'm going to press in the seam allowance. Let's see. Of course, the setting of your iron is going to be the setting of what the interfacing is asking for. Let's see. Here a little bit more. Try just to press and not really, you know, doing this. It's really necessary to get just a little bit of glue from the interfacing sticking to that seam allowance, and that is going to give you a really nice. Okay, let's see, put this away, and now we have it turned right sides out. And as I said, you need to take care here that when you are pressing, you press so that you get just a hint of your fashion fabric to the inside, and that is going to give you a really nice edge. And normally I'll use in this at this step a pressing cloth, because I don't want. And also on this step I have something that I'm putting on my ironing table in order to avoid gluing any interfacing on my table. Let's see. Or just trim off what is too much, because otherwise it will stick on your pressing table. And like this I'm going to press whatever piece I have, but mostly they are facing pieces which are very small, so it's not taking a lot of time. And of course use the information that you have for fusing your interfacing, what you have from the producer of that particular interfacing. And this is how the edge of your facing is going to look. It's really perfect. You don't need to understitch, you don't need to stitch anything, serge anything, because everything is really nice and flat and very nice finished. I think it's a really nice and actually pretty fast finish, as you can see. So this is the interfacing trick I had to share with you today, that is giving a really nice edge at the edge of your facing. You can use this for pants, for skirts, for whatever. Of course for things that are not lined, and you'll see that edge of the facing on the inside of the garment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!